there's been discourse that kind of comes and goes every once in a while. It's in regards to what constitutes small creators. And I personally don't think there is a definitive answer to who's a small creator. There are plenty of careful to boop that button. There are plenty of creators that average 100 to 500 viewers. Like there's a big sea of them, to be honest. There's even more creators with far under that. But do they really some people will say that the creators that average 100 to 500 viewers are not small creators, are seen as big creators, and my size, yeah, I kind of see where the people are coming from when they say that. But then there are also other creators that I watch who average thousands of viewers at a time. And I believe the biggest... Isn't Mr. Beast still the biggest YouTuber? I don't know who's exactly the biggest YouTuber, but I know Mr. Beast has like 200 million subscribers. So there's markets. Anyways, I had a thread catch my eye a while back, and it's about this topic. I just hadn't gotten around to talking about it till now. Kuromiya Lucian put out a thread a while back on November 7th. Not to be salty in the morning, but 100 average VTube. This is 100 concurrent viewers kind of thing. 100 concurrent average viewers, VTubers are hidden gems. The sea of 100 to 500 average people gets crap from both sides constantly. We can't reach out to our 1K plus friends, and a ton of our under 50 friends feel the same with us. You get put on a pedestal by lower average viewers and creators, but really established streamers have no clue who you are. I know it seems like a cheap, whiny post, but bookmark it for when you reach the numbers you think will bring you happiness, because they won't. If you focus on them, it will always be frustrating, no matter if you look up or down. Tibbs, you know of this person? I do not. But I see where they're coming from with this tweet. Because, like, I'm an average 6-7 viewers streamer right now? Definitely in this small streamer category. If you compare that to Twitch streamers, I am above the average on there. I'm pretty pog. But yeah, I constantly find myself finding new YouTubers. Like, this thread, I believe, is specifically talking about like Twitch streamers, but I think it can broadly apply to multiple platforms. I personally just talk about YouTube mostly because that's my wheelhouse. It's what I like. But there are situations where it's like there are people who currently look up to me like that, where they think that I've got all the things going for me. I've got a, all things considered, successful YouTube channel. It just keeps growing. I hope I hit YouTube partners soon. But, and then there are other creators that I know of that I've had some interaction with, but I'm hesitant to keep pushing for it because, well, you don't want to be seen as a clout shark. And even if the bigger creators say, don't worry, I don't see it as that, you still got the voice in the back of your head saying, but what if they do? What if they secretly don't like me? What if they've heard my takes and they disagree with me vehemently, but they're only appearing nice to not stir up any drama? I mean, I get that. You really gotta be careful with who you're engaging with, who you're talking with, who you're platforming, kind of thing. Because, well, some people will turn around and block you and make a call out thread on Twitter. And then there are people who will actually, reach out. They'll say hi once in a while. I'm pretty bad at that. I tend to keep a little closer to the chest. But there are a lot of people that I do, in some senses, look up to. In some senses, I find myself wanting to emulate them, kind of thing. I don't like that voice. It stays in the back of my head because it's a coward. Yeah, that's where it should stay. It's not something that we can always just forcefully get out of the way. It's something we all have to contend with one way or another. Whether we're creators or viewers. How do I want to phrase that? It's an interesting phenomena. I've heard more than one quote unquote large creator that, or more than one large creators that have said things along the lines of, the bigger they get, the lonelier they feel. Sure, you're getting a lot more eyes on you, but then there's also the people that just, and broadly, people start to kind of correlate your size to whether or not they're able to reach out to you, kind of thing. And then you throw in the issues with, like, controversies and call outs, and that also really makes you second guess reaching out to other people. Like, oh, do I really want to collab with this one pretty cool person? Because I got some haters that are following me, and I don't want to give them death by association. But in the end, if the other person is already aware of callouts, whether they're true or not, and then they go ahead and want to do it anyways, that is ultimately their choice. It's something, they're in charge of their own platform and who they associate with. So it's a weird subject, at least in my opinion. I do think we're talking about what kind of constitutes small streamers and the what, how do I say it, the dynamics between dynamics of conversing between large and smaller creators, like how some people will see smaller creators as easier to talk to because they feel less intimidated by a platform, and the ones that do have the bigger platform tend to get a little isolated because people get nervous. They worry about what this large public figure has to say about them. Yeah, and what constitutes a hidden gem? For me, oh god, there are always parasocial relationships. They're worse with VTubers. It's so great. Um, I don't know exactly how I feel about labeling 100 to 500 average viewers as hidden gems. I definitely get the argument where they're coming from, that there can be tons of 1 to 2 to 400 average viewer streamers that you just don't know about because that's how big the internet is. It's just, it's interesting. I regularly find myself finding like channels that I had never heard of before, but they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and it's like, awesome, I get more content to watch. But does that constitute them as a hidden gem? It is so hard to say because the internet is so decentralized. There's no real way of, there's no definitive answer of what's a hidden gem. I definitely lean towards under 100 average, I would say, are all hidden gems. It's kind of more of a gray area around 100. Oh, yeah, Tibbs, we've all had our cringy times. Most of us grow out of it. Sometimes it's just hidden from you and your content. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's just the algorithm never happened to show them to you, but it could have been really great content for you to check out, stuff you might really like. YouTube's suggestions are not always perfect, but they have been helping me find new creators. That's something I've been liking about YouTube as of lately. I've been seeing different YouTube channels than the ones I have been regularly watching. Yeah, like literally, it is an arbitrary term. It's a subjective definition, in my opinion. Cat can't decide if he wants to come in or out of the room. So typical cat behavior. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to add on to this segment. Oh, it you got problem with what's it? It doesn't recommend you enough long form content. I actually kind of think I've been kind of having that issue, mostly because a lot of the creators that I do end up watching aren't making like long form podcast style content. I want more of it, but I haven't been finding the coverage of topics that I'm kind of interested in. I want more variety of video podcast style content. That's part of what got me into doing my own content this way. Be the change you want to see in the world, right? And well, I do longer form content of talking about the stuff I'm interested in. Seems to be working out. Thanks for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Let me know in the comments why you think I'm wrong. Check out the community on Discord. And remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe.